All right. So, I got another review here for you. This book I have heard so much about. I've seen the character in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But also his books are like a pain in the butt to get a hold of because people just collect them and don't ever read them, and then they resell them for like $200, and it's freaking ridiculous. And I'm like, I just want to read this stuff and be able to say I read it because it's a great story. So we have one of the greatest stories in comic book history or magazine or whatever you want to call it, because it wasn't always in a comic book form. Sometimes it was comic book strip form. But you got Usagi Yojimbo, made by Stan Sakai. And this is a pretty limited edition we have here. It is like the beginning of Usagi Yojimbo. This is, it comes in 2. I got this through my buddy JP, as I get most of my stuff. I was really excited when I got it. I think I paid around $75 or so. And I didn't pay $75 for this. She was free. But I had a really good time reading this. She had a good time reading it too. Yeah, okay. Thank you. But yes, it was a very good story. As you can see, the art it's all in black and white. Because it's just, it actually made it more fun that way. It's got violence in it, but it's like, I mean, it's black and white and it's animals. So and it was really funny. We find an area like when someone dies, instead of them being dead, I mean, they're just laying there, and it puts they're dead because they have a skull and crossbones over their head.
Like a video game.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. And I mean, it keeps things lighthearted. It doesn't ever really take itself too serious. As you see, he's beating people up, and you see the faces they're making, and they got little bubbles. That means they're getting the snot beat out of them. It's pretty funny. But this is pretty much the origin of Usagi Yojimbo. It goes into his training, which was pretty cool. And this is his master in the beginning. So he is, at first he is a samurai, which a samurai, of course, has a master. His master is killed in battle, and to keep his master from being shamed, he has to behead his master and then go and bury the head. So, because the last thing you want is your master his head to be taken and be put on display. That is shame. And then you have to commit, believe it's called, people correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's, I don't think it's called seppuku. Well, it's where you have to, it's honor suicide. So you have to die by your own sword. You cut your stomach open and you die that way, and then you fall on your sword. It's a way to honor your master. But he kills his master honorably instead of him being taken, and then he becomes a masterless samurai, which back then those were called
Ronin.
Yeah, a Ronin. Yeah. So from then on he becomes a Ronin, and it is pretty good story. It's him traveling all over Japan, doing helping people out, and he has a buddy that is a rhino, and he's a bounty hunter. Of course, this is the woman that he was supposed to marry. Later on, you find out that she marries his friend, who was trained by another by another master that wasn't as good as his, and he ends up quitting being a samurai, and he goes back home, and he ends up raising what is Usagi's son, but he doesn't know that, and the kid doesn't know that, but he raises the boy thinking it's his son. And then later on in the book, you find out that I believe it's in book 2, that of course that it's Usagi's son. And Usagi wants to come back to town, but she's like, you can't. You know what I mean? Like, you need to get the heck out of here. This isn't your home anymore. And it's just going to make things really awkward for your son, but not your son. So, and your friend is a really good father and all that. So he decides he's going to go back into being a nomad again, and he's traveling, and that goes on for the rest of the book. But this is just the tales of him going in. He has to fight a female demon, and she is pretty scary looking, and she's killing all these people, and he ends up scaring her out of town. And then he helps this guy who had ran up the tower because all these people were chasing him. He finds out what's wrong and helps him out. And then he helps this lady who she had to kill her son because her son was promised this to be the leader of this town, and his father was a great leader and did all these great things for people, but he is not the same person. He's not a person, he's like a dog thing, but he's not the leader his father was. He is really evil and mean, and so she kills her son. So and he's trying to help her through that, and it's just really sad. And then it goes up and down. The stories are really great. I definitely think this is an amazing story. As you see, there's the demon. She's pretty scary looking, but the art is absolutely gorgeous for being just black and white. And definitely a must read if you like a good story. And, if you like anamorphic characters, then definitely this is for you. And then, as you'll find out, he's got stories with the Ninja Turtles. Which, how they connect them is kind of crazy, because they have to travel through time, because they're not in the same time at all. Their time periods are very different. But, comic books, they find a way to get them together. And the back of the books, so it shows the cover art to each story. And then it has a thing about the writer and how he created him, Stan Sakai. And then it has concept art, which, good thing this is not what he ended up being, because that is not very cool. But it also shows you this is the samurai that Usagi Yojimbo was based on. His name was Miyamoto Usagi, which is his name in the story. So this is what there was Miyamoto Musashi is the samurai's name. But this is what Usagi Yojimbo looked like as a person. So, it's a pretty cool book. I would definitely suggest getting it. I think they're on like a second or third reprint. But it definitely isn't impossible to find. It will cost a bit of money. It is not a cheap book. The retail price is, I believe, $100. But who pays retail? I don't pay retail. And if you pay retail, feel sorry for you. Because there's so many places out there. Like, you'll have to find the others on your own. But the best one is organicpricebooks.com. Hit that up. They do have Usagi Yojimbo. I don't know about anybody else because I didn't look for it on there. I looked for it on JP's site. He has several other ones. Most of the times they sell out pretty fast. So if you want it, I definitely say hop on it as quick as possible. But like, I go to Organic Price Books for anything I really want to read and don't want to pay retail. So that's it for the review for Usagi Yojimbo, kind of overview. Like I said, I would definitely suggest this. If I put it on a 0 to 5 scale, I think this would be a 5 out of 5. It was freaking amazing and definitely worth every penny I paid for it. And I want to make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe, and go to Organic Price Books and grab this book. But thank you for watching. Love you guys. And as y'all always know, Kilo out.